Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our English learning podcast. I'm so glad you're here with us today because we're diving into a topic that many people have strong opinions about: love marriage versus arranged marriage. These are two very different approaches to marriage, each with its own pros and cons. Some people believe that love marriages are better because you choose your partner, while others feel that arranged marriages are more stable and have more family support. Which one would you prefer? Let's explore both and see the different perspectives. Today, I'm joined by Judy. Hi, Judy. How are you?
Hi, Emily. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm excited to talk about this topic. It's something that affects people in so many cultures around the world.
Absolutely, Judy. All right, let's get started with love marriages. So, what's your perspective on them?
Well, in love marriages, people get to choose their own partners. You fall in love, get to know each other, and decide if you are compatible enough to get married. It feels very personal because it's your own choice.
Yes, I think that's one of the biggest appeals of love marriage: the personal choice. You meet someone, get to know them well, and then you decide together if you want to spend your lives with each other.
Exactly. It allows for a sense of freedom. You choose someone based on your own feelings and compatibility. Plus, since you already know them well, there are fewer surprises after marriage.
That's a good point. But don't you think there might be some risks with love marriages?
Of course, there are some risks. In love marriages, emotions are strong at the beginning, but those feelings might change or fade over time. When people focus mainly on romance, they might overlook practical things like lifestyle, goals, or values.
That's true. Sometimes love can make people overlook things that matter in the long run. Relationships require more than just love. They need trust, understanding, and compromise.
Yes, and sometimes in love marriages, people have very high expectations. They think that just because they love each other, everything will be perfect. But every marriage has its ups and downs. Love can't solve everything.
That's so true, Judy. Love is important, but a lasting marriage requires a lot of hard work and patience. Do you think that's why some people prefer arranged marriages?
I think so. Arranged marriages focus more on compatibility from the start. Families often look for someone who has similar values, goals, and lifestyle. They try to find a partner who will fit well with the family and be a good companion.
I see. So, in arranged marriages, families try to match people based on compatibility rather than just feelings. They consider things like background, education, and family values.
Yes, exactly. And it's not just about the two people getting married, it's also about the families coming together. In many cultures, marriage is seen as a union of families, not just individuals.
That's interesting. But what happens if someone doesn't like the partner their family chooses?
That can be challenging. In some cases, families allow the couple to meet and spend time together before they decide. If they feel comfortable, they move forward. If not, they might reconsider. It's a balance between family opinion and personal feelings.
I think that's really smart. It gives people a chance to get to know each other a little before making such a big decision. And I've heard that in arranged marriages, love often grows over time.
Yes, that's one of the unique things about arranged marriages. People start as partners and gradually build a bond. They learn to respect and care for each other, and sometimes love blossoms from that.
It's like building a relationship step by step, right? Instead of starting with love, It starts with respect and understanding. That sounds very stable.
Yes, many people find comfort in that stability. They start with a strong foundation and they know that their families support them. It can make them feel secure and less alone in the process.
That's a good point. Having family support can make a big difference, especially in tough times. But like anything else, arranged marriages have its challenges too, don't they?
Absolutely. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure from families. People might feel obligated to marry someone they don't truly like just to please their families. This can lead to issues later on.
Yes, and if there isn't mutual respect, it can be difficult. So, both types of marriages have their own challenges and benefits. Love marriages offer personal choice and freedom, while arranged marriages focus on compatibility and family support.
Exactly, Emily. And both can work if there is respect, understanding, and a willingness to grow together. In the end, every marriage is unique. It's not about which type is better, it's about the people in the marriage.
That's a great point, Judy. There is no one size fits all approach to marriage. Everyone's experience is different, and it's important to choose what feels right for you.
Yes, and I think it's important to keep an open mind. Sometimes people have strong opinions about marriage without really understanding both sides. It's good to learn and respect other views.
Absolutely. Now, let's give our listeners some tips on what makes a strong and happy marriage. Regardless of how it begins, what do you think is essential?
I think communication is one of the most important things in both love and arranged marriages. Open and honest communication builds trust and keeps the relationship strong.
Yes, I completely agree. Communication helps people understand each other, especially when facing challenges. And I'd add patience. Marriage is a long journey, and it takes time to adjust and grow together.
That's true. Patience is very important, especially during difficult times. Being able to forgive and move forward can make the relationship stronger.
Well said, Judy. And kindness is essential too. Treating each other with kindness, even when you disagree, helps build a lasting bond.
I totally agree. Kindness and empathy can make such a big difference. They help create a safe and supportive environment where both partners feel valued.
And for anyone listening who might be thinking about marriage, remember that no marriage is perfect. It takes effort and understanding from both people.
Yes, love, respect, and teamwork are key to any successful marriage. It's not always easy, but the journey can be very rewarding.
I think we've covered some great points today, Judy. Thank you for joining me in this discussion. I hope our listeners found it helpful.
Thank you, Emily. It was a pleasure. I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as we did.
Now that we've talked about love marriage and arranged marriage, let's go over some important words related to our topic.
Yes, these words will help you understand more about different types of marriage. We'll explain each word and then we'll share some examples to make it easier.
Sounds good, Judy. Let's start with our first word, marriage. Marriage is when two people come together in a formal relationship to live as partners. Can you give an example?
Sure, they had a beautiful marriage ceremony with family and friends. Now, Emily, let's move on to the word love marriage. A love marriage is when people choose their partner based on love and feelings. Can you give me an example?
Of course. In a love marriage, they met at college and decided to marry because they love each other. Next, let's talk about arranged marriage. An arranged marriage is when families help choose the partner, often based on values and background. Can you give an example?
Yes. In an arranged marriage, her parents introduced her to a kind and respectful partner. Now, Emily, let's discuss compatibility. Compatibility means being able to get along well because you share similar ideas or lifestyles. Can you give me an example?
Sure. They have a great compatibility because they both love traveling and enjoy the same hobbies. Next up is personal choice. This means making a decision by yourself, based on your own feelings. Can you give an example?
In a love marriage, personal choice is very important because each person decides for themselves.
Now, let's talk about family support. Family support means having help and encouragement from your family. Can you give an example?
In arranged marriages, family support is often very strong because the families work together. Let's discuss stability next. Stability means feeling secure with less risk of big changes or problems. Can you give an example?
Arranged marriages can bring stability because families choose someone who is reliable. Another word is values. Values are beliefs about what is right or important in life. Can you give me an example?
In arranged marriages, families look for someone who shares similar values. Now let's look at trust. Trust means believing in someone and feeling safe with them. Can you give an example?
In both marriage types, trust is very important for a happy relationship. Let's talk about understanding. Understanding means knowing each other's feelings and thoughts. Can you give an example?
Good understanding helps couples solve problems together. Next is patience. Patience means waiting calmly and not getting upset quickly. Can you give an example?
In marriage, patience helps partners work through tough times together. Now, let's discuss expectations. Expectations are things we hope or believe will happen. Can you give an example?
In love marriages, people sometimes have high expectations for romance. Our next word is teamwork. Teamwork is when two people work together to reach the same goal. Can you give an example?
Marriage is all about teamwork. Both people need to help each other. Finally, let's talk about kindness. Kindness means being gentle and caring. Can you give an example?
Kindness helps couples stay happy and feel loved in their relationship.
And that brings us to the end of today's discussion. We hope you enjoyed learning about love marriage and arranged marriage with us.
Yes, remember, each approach to marriage has its own pros and cons, and understanding both helps us appreciate different perspectives. We can't wait to explore more words and topics in our next episode.
So, stay tuned. Until next time, keep learning and practicing your English.
Goodbye, everyone.